Okay, we are live and we're here. Hey, everybody, this is the watch party. Welcome, 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 welcome. Say it out loud. George, Batty. I know I'm late. I know I'm late. Hawaiian Punch and Pie. God, oh man, that sounds good. Hey, California Ford. Real quick, guys, what do you expect for the last 4 episodes?
I really don't know. It's uh, it's 4 episodes, so I'm wondering what it's going to be covering. But I guess that's part of the surprise.
Mhm. Already. Joker, how about you, buddy?
What was it? Just
What do
brushing my
you
teeth.
think? Oh, your prediction for the final 4 episodes.
Well, since we already had the finale, this will be see where they take it because I'm told what I've read a little bit online, discourse group, communities on Reddit. The manga does go a bit further with its ending to kind of wrap a few things up for the characters. The anime might be a little more different, so we'll kind of see where these go. And
Mhm.
not to mention, like I said, there are filler episodes, so we'll see. The
Yeah, let's
filler there
have the original ending.
and that extra episode at the end. So it's like, we'll have to see.
Yes, indeed. Alrighty, here we go, and here we go.
It's a Wisconsin thing. Oh, there they are. About time.
Oh, I love that. I love that style.
Wait, I mean, the line was a badass delivery, yeah, but Black Cat's get to his brother. Ding!
Hamina, 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 hamina. That's Chris. That's Christmas, Daddy. Uh-oh. Not good. I feel called out on that. Hey, Sailor Outlaw.
Yo, Jazz, Jazz. Okay. What does it look like one of the characters from Sekiro? He literally looks like one of the characters from Sekiro with lower numbers.
I was about to say the same thing. Hey, Christian Freights, what's up, buddy?
Okay, to be fair, it was up a bit, but up. What? Move your lips. Oh, there it goes. Discount brief. Discount scene from Vampire Bloodlust.
The guy behind him had the most deadpan expression I've ever seen.
Yep. A chip. Yakutara called. He wants his idea back.
It's all good.
Um,
How's it been going back here and there?
Is it? This actually could have been more to the manga, but I just wish it was in 4 episodes. If this had potential, it took a while, but, but, but finally we're getting somewhere. I mean, this feels like a 2000 game. Is a 2000 manga, but this has potential. But
Yes.
it, but it is rushed. I will say though, it's nice to see all the Picassos at least get a chance to fight now, so that's cool. Ooh, cool. Really? Just count Wild Force. All he needs is a morpher, and boom, Power Ranger. Oh, that was cool. Is this what they see in Eden? I believe. But, wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the audience, we've done it once again. We've done it. We've finished another show on for the watch party. It all started with Trigun a year ago, and then we went with Sonic Saturday morning, and now once again the audience has selected Black Cat, and this time around we have our wonderful co-star with us, Jasmine. So Jasmine, what did you think about Black Cat
Yes,
when
we
you read
want to
all
hear.
these weeks ago starring this? What did you think we were even going to watch to begin with? To what we ended up watching?
Wow. Well, I kind of had a feeling it was going to be Black Cat. It's kind of a sleeper. Maybe some people don't know about it, but I think that it has this overall lasting impression, even though it was years after it was released. I remember hearing about it, but I never watched it. But now that I have, I honestly think that it is a very enriching story. It's got a lot of good character work in it and arcs for all of those characters, and the storytelling was, well, quite frankly, awesome. And I think the best part about it is, like, even though it seems kind of simple on the surface, there really is a whole lot of meaningful messages all throughout the show. It was honestly my favorite part about it. So, just that fresh organic aspect of it that doesn't really need to push the narrative so hard that maybe it confuses people or maybe they don't understand. It's just like there just enough for you to grasp what it's trying to say. And I think it kind of portrays that in successful ways.
Oh, absolutely. And this has been this is definitely a sleeper anime because it still took place, I believe, in the late 2000s or somewhere in
Mid
there,
2000s.
mid 2000s, and it still holds up. Like it still
Studio
holds up.
Gonzo, they do have a nice art style to their works. Immediately when I saw it in Black Cat, I'm like, oh, Gonzo, because I was so trained on Rosario plus vampires. I know certain line works, different techniques. The character designs are very familiar to me, and so I'm like, oh, this is Gonzo. So also, if you ever watch Lincoln's Park Breaking the Habit, you would recognize this instantly right away. So I'm like, whew, it's Gonzo. For the most part, for me, I did enjoy the story for what it is, starting with episode one. It's like, yeah, typical shonen, but even with shonen, there's or any project really, there's always that hook, that grasp. What are you doing different or similar to other projects that why should I watch this? And it's like, oh, a man working with a secret organization. Been there, done there 1,000 times, but then you see all their different abilities, assassins, how he's feared amongst the other numbers. I'm like, okay, okay, we have potential. There's a core to the character, and the core for Black Cat is strangely loneliness. He's afraid to be alone, doesn't want to be alone until he's challenged by that a little bit. But when you expand, you can do a whole bunch of things. But is it really loneliness? I saw parts of loneliness in him. But the more he's with everybody, the more, again, they act like a family, they act like a sibling. Look at Eve, probably the biggest characterization of someone who had a huge arc versus everybody else, going from being a weapon to an actual person. Even Sven, again, I call him freaking discount Michael Jackson Moonwalker because come on, he's moonwalking. Look at that outfit. I'm just waiting for him to do a at one point. Or you look at the members from
if you
Chrono.
ever, you know what, you know what, Joker? If he ever comes to your convention, I dare you. I dare
Oh,
you.
his voice actor.
You need to
Yeah.
find these 7 cosplay. That would be
I,
awesome.
well, I should say that your character Sven reminds me of Michael Jackson for that one movie he was in. I'm like, I mean, do you not see the similarities for
I
Smooth
just
Criminal? Because I could be playing Smooth Criminal. I'm like, come on, how would
I just
Sven
need
do?
to see one 7 cosplay. I just think that would be awesome. Just give him a suit with some green hair dye, and there he is.
Um,
But I do
I
like.
might be able to do that.
But I ended up liking
I
the
already have the
show
green wig. I just gotta get the suit
around the
and
suit.
there
So
and the
anyway,
fedora and but
as
Jasmine,
I was continuing,
you you being
there's a
the
lot of things I
artist.
did like about this. The characters are likable. They hit every single cliche book
Oh yeah,
in
go ahead, Joker.
Shonen Jump history, but they're also using
Mm,
the fun cliches. They're using stuff that's familiar but fun, recognizable, but it also works. These are the cliches. They have worked for many, many years, and we continue to use them for obvious reasons, and we can also expand upon them. You want to look at expansion? Again, look how a train acts in episode one to the finale of the actual ending of the manga. These would be two completely different characters that would disagree heavily. The train in episode one would probably might have been with the Apostle of the Stars if things didn't work out, or he would still be a member of Kronos. But the train we have now fights for his own cause. So think about that heavily. Even Eve would be very acting very differently if she remained with the mafia that had her at the time until now. So that's completely different. So they're arcs for a reason. They're meant to go through the length of the manga or anime you're watching, and then they're supposed to have a proper conclusion. So they have worked for many years, and it's a classic for a reason. I can see why a lot of people do like this anime and why it did win in the end. So I'm like, yeah, the audience picked a good one. There are some
There we
moments again
go.
that I didn't quite like, but some of them are, you could say, I'm nitpicking here and there. Maybe I wish I saw some more bounties. Maybe they're in some of the manga. Even as I was looking through some stuff for the previous week we did this, it was like, okay, there's a lot in the final battle, but there was also more going on that we also missed beats here and there. You telling me that both Train, Eve, and Sven, they are together almost throughout the entire battle, and that they're actually interacting a bit more often? Where's that in this anime? Probably time restraints, limit by the budget, so you gotta make what you do. It is an adaptation, of course. We are willing to accept changes, but man, I just want more. And then
I
this
know.
episode, these episodes. As I said in the chat, in our private chat, it is definitely anime original. So it's like, ooh, doesn't
Ooh.
make it bad, by the way. We have seen a lot of different anime original endings or arcs out there. Some of them are good, some are
mhm.
bad. Others you question a whole lot, like why was this needed? Look at
Yeah.
Where
Rosario
would you
Empire
put
season two.
this? Where
There
would you
was a
put these?
lot. There was a lot of anime original for Rosario Vampire season two. Like only like episode one, and then like the third penultimate or second penultimate episode of season two episode, like the last second to last episode, that those do take place in the manga, but they are out of order actually.
Oh my god.
The actual ending
Wow.
for season one should have been the episode with the mirror where Shido's sister does come to visit him,
Oh
and
yeah, that's right. I
that's
thought
in the
that fell
actual ending
off.
of the manga. And the
I
episode
thought
we're
that
thinking
fell
that
off.
because if you're thinking that, oh, but I thought season one's ending was when they all get to, or part of season two's one of their episodes was like, oh, the school was like yada yada this and that, and then he gets his harem in his home. That is actually the ending to the manga, actually, for the first series, actually. So it's like, that's out of. But for me, for Black Cat, I don't even give this the Full Metal Alchemist treatment. You
Hmm.
can have the original manga ending if you want that. Go watch the Brotherhood adaptation. If you want something a little bit more different that kind of ties up what the manga has a little bit, what the anime was adapting to their original anime ending, it still works in the end. I just
Yeah,
wish it wasn't quite rushed with 4 episodes. Maybe additional episode would have helped out flesh out more because Mason is mentioned in the manga and he's in the manga. But the key difference is manga version, he's actually loyal to Kronos. He's actually loyal, heavy duty with everything. Get the mission done. There's no him kidnapping Eve. There's no him, using Eden and everything. Eden is its own self-contained story arc. So I like that it's anime original and you get more focus on Eve
yeah,
with that, who was the creator. And again, you do see it, like I said, full circle with everybody. The trio really made you believe they cared about each other. Had this not happened, I would have been fine with it. But I'm like, anime original, you stick the landing for the most part. For the most part, I do have issues with it, but for an anime original ending, not a bad ending actually. It's one of the better ones in my opinion.
yeah, yeah. I think it's kind of bittersweet. I do think that it benefited the story to be there because I mean, I myself would have wanted a little bit more background on Eve. So I'm kind of glad it was there on one hand, but on the other, it kind of had that kind of too rosy sort of a vibe. And like all of their friends just kind of came
Also,
there and
here's the difference between the manga ending and anime ending. The trio are
You too,
together
Raquel.
actually.
Stay tuned for more announcements because
We
next
got we got
Thursday,
some big ones after
yeah,
this.
we have a big one next week. So
So
come by Nightcast on Wednesday night. We're gonna make the big announcement when
So here's the
during the
big difference
show.
between the manga and anime ending. Anime original, the trio are separated and Train goes his own way. That's fine. He was kind of a loner. Makes sense. Manga ending, Train, Eve, and Sven are still together.
yeah, I thought
Yeah,
that was a little
the trio
weird.
are together and everything. And
I don't.
Hades is actually broken and gets fixed later. And one of the things that Sven asks Train as I'm looking it up on the internet, he asked him like, "Why do you keep this still?" It's a reminder to you can't change the past and you have to live with it. So there's that saying. Also, here's a little bit more different things, but what happens to the apostles of the stars? They're not just defeated. Some of them, like Echidna, is taking care of Creed. Shiki and Maro, they're traveling the world. Leon and Ethers, they're walking in town. The Doctor is actually in hiding, actually. So it's like, that's interesting. That's cool to know. Coco is, she's back home. And if you want the cool guy with the flames by a good old father from Full Metal Alchemist,
Chardon.
Chardon is actually, he's on a roof coughing up blood, actually. So it's like, he's on a timer, actually. What happened to him? Kind of why I kept saying for what felt like the proper finale, we're missing a lot of the Apostle members. What happened to them all those weeks ago? Now I know why. So damn, I might have to read Black Cat to get that context. Be like, why is he coughing up blood?
Uh, it was actually I like these last 4 episodes. It really drove home um it drove everything home and I'm glad that it didn't abandon the weapon arc because I felt like uh, it's like, do we just forget that she's a weapon? But I'm glad that was not the case with this, so I'm
And
pretty
that's why
happy
I
with
feel
it.
like if they brought that arc back, I'm like, okay, good, good, I can accept it.
I'm fine with it because they gave it more emphasis on it and how everything came, and you're right, everything came full circle because we had no idea where Eve really, well, it was mentioned, but we didn't get the full like contextual background. but we got here tonight, which is which is good, and I will agree with both of you. I wish we had a bit more with Eve, a bit more, but I can accept this as it is because everybody knows with as I'm gonna mirror Joker on this one, time constraints, budgets, even we fans, we have to pull all that factors and everything, and of course the studios, the studio heads and everything. Um, but it's a proper end to arguably the most slept on anime I have ever seen in a long time. If guys, if you guys haven't seen Black Cat, watch it. You will be wowed from beginning to end. There are some filler episodes, but they're not that bad.
No.
Aside from that one, but it,
Ugh.
Dream.
take it as you will. Take it as you will.
T-Rex. The T-Rex that
Oh
doesn't
no.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh
Oh
no!
no, not the T-Rex meltdown again.
Oh no!
or the one that was the calm before the storm. I'm like, not a bad idea. It just feels out of place. So I'm like, get it out of here. But it's the T-Rex that does it for me. But I think Black Cat has survived this long enough for a very good reason. Yes, is it very much shonen-esque for the boys? Yes, it's Shonen Jump. Hence the title Shonen, boys, young. But it was
Mhm.
entertainment. It was good entertainment. It's not like, you could get like some of the manga you could find today these days that could feel a little been here. We've done that before multiple times. But Black Cat felt like it was still new enough. It hit that right time, the right place, in that mid 2000 range. So it knew its audience, knew what to do, and if you release Black Cat today, I think people would still like it. And in fact, would I want a proper adaptation of Black Cat nowadays? No, I'm fine with
Mm.
this. I'm completely fine with this. If someone does bring it back, adapt the manga more properly, they'll probably still expand a few things here and there, be a little different from the 2000 adaptation, but I, I don't think it's warranted. But it was fine
No.
for what it is.
No, I think it was honestly perfect. Omitting a few episodes, and I'm a little nitpicky on the ending because I thought, like I said, it was a little bit too happy, not true, not totally realistic. It had Creed
I
coming in
think
and
some of
backing up.
those endings you really need to strike a balance of like should the like I can almost picture them imagining in the boardroom meeting. Okay, like one of the alternative endings is Eve does die, but then Sven and Train are devastated by this, along with a few other people, with people still being rescued. But then it's like, would that fit the narrative? Both yes, but then that also would be a downer. Going, really, we spent all this time and she dies like that? Like Eve deserves better.
Are you saying that Eve died in the manga?
No, no, Eve's still alive in the manga. I can
Oh,
always imagine for the animators, the studio Gonzo, like there's a pitch meeting. Like, okay, this is our anime original ending. How do we end it? I can almost imagine like if there was a scene originally that she was meant to die, it would be like, no, 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 we can't do this because that would be a Debbie Downer and
hmm,
it would feel uh,
yeah.
both out of place, but also feels would rob the audience of certain character arcs actually. Because
Yeah,
if you kill
and
off Eve, that would make her like, well, she went from weapon to human back to being a weapon again. You would make Sven and Train very sad and depressed. And that would feel like, well, it's a dark ending. It would fit, but would it be the right ending? No, it wouldn't be. I would have been like, nope, that kind of ruined the experience.
Well, no, that would be too
and
dark.
because and look at all the build up, the adventures they have, it would have been thrown all away, and it would have been a huge disservice
I mean,
to
it does
everything.
remind. I mean, what I just pitched does bring back to why I still don't like Neji Hyuga's death in Naruto Shippuden. Like, I
Mhm.
get it. Like, I do get it. People have
Yeah,
died. But why did
Neji's
Neji
one did
have to
not.
die?
Yeah, Neji,
Like,
I
so he
still have
died,
issues
still a
with.
caged bird, but then, but his future descendants got to live and happy. But almost at the same time,
I
he became right in the end. He lived and died protecting the main branch, but still slightly died that caged bird in the end. I get it. There's the whole him in the anime with him and Obito looking at things over the battlefield, but it's still like, no, no, no. He deserved better.
yeah, I always felt like that was
Like even to me,
not
if you had to
really.
kill somebody off, it would have been Mike Guy. I think Mike Guy should have been the one who died off in the end,
Well, I just
and
didn't
not
really think it
Neji.
was
Or at least if
necessary.
Neji did die, have him die later, like years after the wedding. At least let him meet his grandchildren or his. I mean his nieces and nephew. Maybe he's in a wheelchair. Like I think why? In fact, why wasn't Neji the one in the wheelchair, or at least walking with a cane or something?
I just didn't think it was necessary.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, there have been a few characters' death that I do strongly disagree with across entertainment. That I'm like, you had the setup. I'm waiting for their arcs to end, and it's like, bam, wow.
Yeah,
But here's the anime original ending, and like, yeah, I still liked it. It could be tweaked a little bit better, but it was worth it in the end. I'm like, yeah, we still got a semi-happy ending.
well, I just think Obito would like a word with the creators or Eden because that project it reminded me so much of the tree on um Naruto and how it kind of
Oh yeah,
everyone
where the
it was
main villain, the one who discovered all the chakra, like yeah, I saw that a little bit too. So I'm like,
yeah, yep, giving everyone a little bit of a piece of heaven that they could live in forever. That was so just a blatant rip off of Obito, or perhaps it's the other way around, but I just thought that was a very similar nod in that way. But
You can make the case in that, but I gotta say that the swerves in Black Cat were really well done. Um, Seeing Mason be the main actual guy in the back, it's like because from a glance you don't see it like that, but now as the story goes on, how are these people still alive? And then episode 21 was the answer, and it was like, oh, how long has he been planning this? And then we see the full might of all that planning, all the stuff, and why Kronos gave up chasing after them. It was right there from the get-go. It was all planted and everything. Really well done, I might add. Because now when you go back and look, everything makes sense. Because why did Kronos stop chasing after them? What was the real reason? Because you don't stop chasing somebody unless you're ordered to. And to me, I feel like, and it wasn't from number one. It was not from her. It had to have been higher up, and now we know who the higher up was. And also the other elders being killed. You'd think they would have put up a fight at least, but damn. Um, Also, it did remind me of like the digitized stuff. It reminded me of Outlaw Star. It reminded me when
oh
Melfina
yeah, during
yeah,
the
when
whole eating
Melfina
up.
was in that chaotic world with the Dougal brothers, with one of them the crazy psycho. That's what
Yeah,
it
it was
reminded me of,
really
but
like
it was
kind of
actually good.
a lot star vibes, like some of the golds and browns near the end, like them on the hideaway. Again, like I said, when I get to that third episode, like now we're picking things up. Now this feels like a finale. I'm like, yeah, yeah. But then again, I'm still gonna say this. Hardly any of the apostle stars were on screen. We have
I
like
know.
jobbers. That's the sad thing about it for me. Like we, in my opinion, is why I want to read the manga a little bit. Is that I want to know what the apostles' true power were. Like we got glimpses, we got hints, but we never saw like a true proper battle with them. Like the insect guy. This guy controls insects. Come on. One of my favorite characters from Naruto is a guy who literally controls insects. Let's do this. Come on. What's that battle like? I don't get it.
And
Or the
and
guy.
and seeing Anubis too. Number
Mhm.
6. I thought that was amazing. I'm like, oh, Anubis. I'm glad, but when we saw him return and everything with that new look, I'm like,
It's like
okay,
it's gonna be good.
Joker,
But
here
then
you
it kind
go.
of goes away. Like they set it up, goes away. Set it up, go away. Like you're telling me they're in Eden and the jobbers can't die? This has potential to be a bloodbath actually. Like them waiting it out, like you keep killing us, but we just need to wear you down so we can kill you once. Like, ooh, that's a setup. That's a setup. Let's go. We'd never see them fight. Come
Um,
on.
I would
Outside
have,
of a couple times.
I and actually, can we give flowers to Creed at least? He
At least he came
finally
back.
he
A little different manga. Came back. Was like, oh, damn, that was an entrance.
Yep, and then he was a completely different person. The rose was blue. It was blue. It's not red
Oh, wow.
anymore. It was blue, and I caught that. I'm like, wait, the rose isn't red anymore. It's now blue. So it signified that he was done with his obsession with Train and everything. Which, by the way, kind of creeped out Jasmine a little bit, and I understand the why, because he really went way out there, and I'm like,
He went way out there for
you
a
have a
senpai.
fucking painting of him, all like the biggest paint wall mural I have ever seen of Train, and I would be highly offended. Be like, motherfucker, your obsession, holy shit.
His heart was broken, so he had to heal. I guess that's what the blue rose meant.
Mm. But I'm glad that Echidna went with him because that was like literally the stability he really needed. At least somebody went with him to keep him stabilized. So that's the good thing about the whole thing. Um, but I do agree with you though, Silent Joker, because the Apostle of the Stars was a great setup. We got to see everybody in play. Like they had that whole lineup, that one shot of everybody, and it's like, oh, I can't wait. This is gonna get good. And some of them did live up to my expectations a little bit. Kind of pissed off that the sumo guy got killed off in the most bullshit way I've ever seen. But then again, the human anatomy, whether you're a super or anything, has a limit. But
I
So
think
it
the
made
problem
more
is
sense he was gonna
they
die
had
that way. Some of the apostles were pretty cool, actually. Like Echidna, I think she's one of my favorite of the apostles.
yeah,
With the
she
great
could do
VA,
anything. Like you
but
like
it's like
1 minute she's like there, and then the next she's
he's,
right behind you.
he's basically Janimba.
I could see that comparison. I could see that. Um, but a kid that was pretty cool. Um, father's voice. Father was pretty cool. I'm just gonna call him Father just to keep up with it. Um, I
but you know
thought
who I
that
found out who voices Mason? The late Randy Talman.
I thought that was him. I'm like, wait a minute, I know that tone. I had to hear a few words, and I'm like, wait a minute, that can't be. It's so it gives me chills every time I hear a voice actor from Legends Past who are no longer with
And the
us. And
late Ryoko Naya? Nayo? Okay, wait,
oh
what is
yeah,
it?
that's right, Ryoko.
Ryoko. So that's Oh my god, Fairy Princess, Mikimono, Papa, Ninja Robots. Oh my god, Lupin the Third Part 2, Doran. Oh my god, really? City Hunter 1 and 2. Oh, here we go.
The
Ramen's One Half,
lineup, the
1989 adaptation.
the cast lineup. I gotta say, I'm very happy
Street
with
Fighter
it.
2 V Door. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Everybody
Oh,
gave
by the way, funny enough, Zelnar and Noir. One of teasers. It's teasing us.
yep, yep.
Mhm.
Speaking of teasers, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget the poll is still active. We have 6 days to go. Not even 24 hours. These are the two in the running of the finals. These are the two that are in the final poll right now. And right now, Noir is kicking Motoko Kuznagi's ass into bricks right now. Um, I guess the overnight voters came by, Joker, while we were asleep. We were probably sleeping, and the overnight voters came in. And the funny thing is, Joker, I made that poll right after Nightcast ended, right after, and not even 24 hours. Noir is already in the lead. I mean, it bested Voltron in the second poll because Voltron had a lead. And Noir just came out of nowhere. It's like, stop right there, Voltron. Go away. I've been waiting to be in the finals. I've been burning those candles. But yeah, this is the one in the lead right now.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh,
Ooh, I gotta give me a copy.
Yes, beautiful set.
yes, indeed. Oh,
Although I have second GI of Ghost of the Shell, so
yeah,
Mhm.
this is a standalone complex with the anime legends. Keyword legends in the title. This is a complete set of it. This is what I was talking about, Jasmine. It was this one right here. This is the one I was talking about while I was setting up the poll and everything. So for those of you who were confused, I was referring to this one. This is the one I was referring to in the poll. So now that you guys have an idea, we'll see what happens. But currently in the lead, Noir is in the lead. All discs right here are in there. Um, all 7 volumes, all 7. It's the entire series. In this, if you've seen the box sets I have, you wonder how because you wonder how I even managed to fit all of that in there. Because the Excel Saga one is probably the big one I have next to Dot Hack Roots, and oh yeah, Roots is the one I have. So I gotta say this is probably my third biggest, the third one. Overall, ladies and gentlemen, Black Cat has earned its place in the show and jump world. I wish there was more discussions about it. Um, I'm glad that the fans voted for it because this was something that caught my attention. And I'm like, you know what? Why don't we throw this in here? Because I threw it in there and it did really well. It even outbeat a lot of good contenders. It had a lot of good contenders like Sonic did. Sonic bested Noir and Voltron. It bested the legends right there, and now here we are again. Um, it's a rematch of the century with Noir in the finals again. um, so Jasmine, what'd you think of the art styles? I know your artist side was really giddy when with all the different techniques and everything.
Yeah, I thought the characters and their designs were really original. Um, and the animation even was impressive to me at times. I'm not really big on Gonzo's kind of art style most times, but I was actually pretty impressed with this one. Um, the production values kind of skyrocketed at times. It's very noticeable.
Oh, it was like on certain scenes you could tell like where they put more emphasis on and everything, and that
The
scene where
weaponry
with
looked very cool. The night shots, I always appreciate night shots, especially how you were originally. So if you go way back for anime or just animation in general, how night shots were done, you could always appreciate how things used to look to how now they look. In my opinion, some of the more modern stuff, they're almost a bit too bright for me compared to some of the more older stuff, which was more emulating that style of this is what an actual night shot would look like,
I
dim
like the
lighting,
little I
like
like the
maybe
little
some lights from the moon, but maybe not all the way. Like I know Demon Slayer is meant to be at night all the time. I get it. It's also UFO tables, art styles, their visual style, their language. They like it
Mhm.
that way. But when I compare some of the stuff from the Fate franchise, the Demon Slayer, I almost prefer the Garden of Sinners and how they nailed like little lights and darkness back in that film series because that looked way better than what I have nowadays with them. That's just my opinion. I think Black Cat had that good balance, but every once in a while I'll be like, oh no, no, take it out, but and then I'm back into it. Then I'm like, no, 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 take it out again. But then I it's weird for me. It's really weird, but you just notice that when watching the older stuff. Hell, even like Eagle said, when you do look at the new art style, the new visual style for it, again with Cat's Eye, it looks more modern. But if you go back to the old school style, whew, they had a very good art style and direction with their visuals. Like, woof. Like I
you
said that
could
one
go
watching one episode, I'm like, I miss having lounges like this. I can't wait to
right.
go back to this style.
Yeah, the lounge scenes were amazing in Black Cat. I'm like, where is this style at? Because I get modern anime and everything, but
No, it's all more modern city, more like you just miss that aesthetics from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, how things looked. It's like it
I
looked
did like
way more
the little flash the little um over the city and everything, like the little bump, like the little circle effect, like the fade in, fade out effect, like just to capture the illumination of the city. I miss that style. That was my favorite style. Whenever like whenever a character's walking at night and you see like the city and the circles fading in and out, I miss that style. It just has a serene feel to it. I get, and I will agree with you on the night scenes and everything in modern anime. I will agree with you on that because it does feel like a bit too out there. Whereas here with Black Cat and a few others like that with their night shots, it feels more like, oh my goodness, I want to go to that city, or man, I would love to walk through the streets of this town and everything. It's just the feeling of being there. Now, look, and this is no disrespect or anything to the current gen animes out there. No disrespect or anything. It's just it loses its charm a little bit, which is tragic in the world of animation and everything. But some of them do pull it off better than others, and I will tip my hat to everybody over there. But yeah, I do miss the style of like the late 80s, 90s, early 2000s because you can tell the charm is there. Heck, a Joker, X-Men Evolution. You and I grew up on that one.
a little bit. I only saw a
Well,
few episodes at least
but
before things.
but you will agree with me that that style. still holds up. It's
Oh yes,
still
it does.
it still holds up. How and keep in mind that series is not that long ago. It was not that long ago. Same with Teenage Mutant Ninja 2000.
Oh
That one
yes, the
still
whole kid
that
era.
still
So good.
still holds up
So good.
to this day, which is mind-boggling when you really think about it. That was 20
Which
that was
which when you look
yeah,
when they're in the
which oh
which
my
when they're in
god.
the Earthworld versus Coventry, where you get those beautiful, moonlight shots of your darks, blues, and everything. Everything looks so good. Or when they are in vaguely morning with again those wonderful 2000 piss greens and browns, it still looks safer, but it still has that little creepy vibe to it. Like, yes, for now you're safe, but you're always just a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. And the and like the attacks and everything and the aesthetic of like the motion of the movements, they're really good. They're still good to this day. Um I can safely say that the reason why we want to preserve, and it's another reason why, Joker, that we push for preservation of all of this, why we push for all of this. Because remember, the style of the and that's why you and I and many others push so hard for Coyote versus Acme. It's like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, based on images that you and I both saw. We got
Hmm.
Roger Rabbit vibes from that. That style is coming back, and it's a good thing. It's a good
Hmm.
thing back, and that's why you, me, and everybody else, we screamed at these people. We screamed for this to be, hey, get that fucking movie off that shelf. Put it to somebody, put it to a distributor who can actually get it done. And look what happened. We got Looney Tunes The Day the Earth Blew Up. Good, despite the minimum promotion that it got, it was still really good. And now look what happened. Catch Up Entertainment now has the rights and ownership of Coyote versus Acme with the 2026 release. That is next year. I am and I've stated I will be one of the many people in line for day one to go in and see it for myself.
Yeah, that looks
Cause
like that's going to be a fun movie.
It's gonna be a fun movie. We fought for it. It's going to be fun. Some of the summer blockbusters, like actual proper blockbusters, power, they're slowly starting to come back. Not just your high Marvel stuff or like what Tom Cruise likes to do. Again, I will admit this: Barbie Harmer. Thank you for that year of the summer.
Mhm.
I kid you not, I saw a lot of different people in theaters seeing different movies, and I'm like, wow. Whether they did the challenge or not, it was pretty cool to see pinks or suits on. That was pretty cool, in my opinion.
that was fun. And my sister,
I
she
did wear pink because I had a Spy X Family T-shirt. I'm like, I have everybody on. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, Anya's on here. So I wore my pink for when I saw Barbie. Literally,
had
my friend he texts me. He's like, "Do you want to see the Barbie movie by any chance?" And I told him,
Mhm.
I'm so curious about this damn movie. Yes, I will see it with you. And before then, like a week and a half ago, I did no 2 weeks ago, I saw Oppenheimer. So I'm like, you know what? I'm about to complete the Barbieheimer experience. Here I go.
Mhm.
Worth the movie. Worth the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
And my sister, she is a longtime Barbie fan. Um, she actually loved this movie. She thought it was a great love letter.
I
Uh,
couldn't stop laughing. That was the problem for me. Almost like every other joke, I was laughing in Barbie. I was like, come on, stop. I couldn't stop laughing. We couldn't
hey,
stop.
Ichiko, what's up, buddy? And I
And
loved it
then the
too.
I'm 10 song
I
hit.
loved it.
I was like, yes, yes, yes,
I
yes.
love that it was an intelligent movie. instead of
It
just
was smart. It was funny. The screenwriter, I've seen his movies on Netflix. He's a very good writer, and Gwyneth is a very excellent director. If you want to cry, watch short what was the short woman, small woman that she directed. Oh
I'm
my
good,
god, I
Ichigo. We're all
cried
good.
at that movie. I was like, God damn it.
um, but yeah, we had so much fun, and my sister noticed because she used to I think she still has them. She has the Bratz figures as well because she was
wow,
and
that takes me back.
there was the cameo by the Brats in that movie, and she recognized it immediately and told me after the movie that she was so happy to see that crossover. It was subtle, but it was there. It was there, and I'm like, you know what? A Bratz movie, I would go see it. I would if Barbie can do a good movie. I'm pretty sure a Bratz movie could do a good one as well with the right people involved. I would be fine with it. My sister would also be fine with it. I asked her opinion. Would she go see a Bratz movie if it was to be made and everything? She said yes.
There is a Bratz movie. We just don't talk about it.
I mean live action Bratz
There
movie. I mean
is a
a lot.
Bratz movie. We don't talk about that one. It had one of the actresses from Pretty Little Liars in it.
Mm,
Did you forget about that? Did you
I
block that out of your memory?
I think I did. I think I did somewhere in translation in my brain. There is so
there's
much
a
going.
Bratz movie. There's a
Yes. Yes, there is.
that must have been pretty bad.
Um Joker, how would you rate this? How would you rate that one?
Uh, Bratz or Black Cat?
Bratz. The
0 out of 10. Because I
Oh wow.
refuse to watch it.
Oh man.
but
If it's that bad, I'm not watching it. Not one bit.
Mhm.
um but this was fun, and we actually I can't believe we powered through like 4 episodes. Um but they were good. It was worth the 4 though, because it was probably a good ending to the full series, and we got and I agree there are some certain scenes I wish that went longer than a few others, just to give that just reward and everything. But I can safely say I'm happy with the way things have turned out for the characters. Like Sev and Train and Eve are still alive, which is good. Um, and everybody else just went their own merry way and just did their own thing. And I thought that was a good ending for some of our characters. Others I do question from time to time. Uh, you have a good one, Ichigo. On a scale 1 to 10, a scale of 1 to 10, I would give this one a 7.5 out of 10 because it's an underrated gem. It deserves to be talked about whenever we discuss shonen anime and everything. It has earned its place among the greats, and I'm glad that we did get the physical copies of this anime. That was really, and it was worth, and yes, I will happily say it was worth getting it off of Amazon and staying up till 6 a.m. to get it, to have it delivered to my door. It was worth it. I did not care if I was tired going into work and everything. I did not care. I wanted to do this properly because that other DVD case, fuck that one. That one was so bad. I was like, damn it. Um, Joker, your rating and thoughts.
I'd probably give it a high 7. It's a very good show, well done, well made. There's a lot of good comedy moments, some great dark moments in here. The action is pretty good for the most part. you want a classic shonen anime to watch, I think this is a pretty good show to go by. You'll definitely pretty. It's at a decent. It's at a fair amount of episodes. If you're going to do a marathon, you get through a good chunk of it. There are some good callbacks to just the classic time of being shonen before what it is nowadays, with the split off between Shonen Jump and Shonen Plus a little bit, where you see kind of stuff like with Spy X Family over there for a little bit, and like Kaiju number 8 and dozens of others. But I there is a satisfying conclusion here that I still like. That I wish I got to see a little bit more of the Apostle Stars in action, some more of those wonderful moments with the main trio. But I like this enough. I'm glad it won, and I'm glad I can knock Black Cat off the bucket list, so off the watch list. So thank you, fans. Thank you,
Yeah,
audience, for voting for Black Cat. Thank you.
exactly. You, the fans, make that. This is what makes it happen. Me, Joker, and everybody. We love doing this. Jasmine, this was your first, from my understanding. This was your first time watching Black Cat, and also being a part of the watch party.
Yeah.
What did you
Um,
think? Your full thoughts and your rating.
well, I think a 7.5 is an accurate rating. Definitely somewhere in that ballpark. I almost gave it an 8, but I think that's being a little bit too generous. But I really was actually impressed with this show. I kind of expected it to be more lighthearted and simple, and it was, but it was surprisingly much more depth, deep and more heartfelt than I kind of thought it was going to be, which I always appreciate. I look for shows that have a good understanding of what it is and portraying that. And I think the show was really good doing that. The characters and their backgrounds and overcoming those backgrounds, and it just did it in a really fresh and organic way. And those are the kind of things that I look for in shows. So I think it really did get its point across. And I think that for a gateway anime, in my first time being on the watch party, I think it absolutely knocked it out of the park.
Hey,
But thank you. You're
exactly.
trying to get more people in here for these
Yes,
parties.
yes, I would love to have more people. I mean, Raquel was interested. Raquel was
Yeah,
interested. She was like, because
yeah,
I will speak to her later when I get a hold of her. Really good friend of mine. I will let her know the details of the coming one, and see if we could get somebody and see if we could get her in here. Just depends on on her time schedule and all that. But Jasmine, what anime are you hoping to see in the coming polls? Because Noir and Ghost in the Shell are literally beating the piss out of each other right now in the polls. What one do you hope to see in there someday?
well, I don't know exactly what you have, but right now, Noir and Ghost in the Shell, I thought for sure Ghost in the Shell was gonna win, but I'm not sure now. It's looking like Noir might actually come out victorious. And personally, I am curious about it because I've never seen Noir or even heard of it for that matter. So
I remember when I first showed the box set. Fatal was like, "You got that fucking anime? You got that one?" I'm like, "Yep." Well worth the money too.
yeah,
Well worth it. Well
it's
worth
going
it.
for around $70 or more on eBay. I saw it. It was like
I
crazy.
only I only paid 40.
Wow. Man, when did you get it?
I got it from Macari about a year ago. About a year ago on
Oh,
Macari. I checked it carefully though. I wanted to make and I spoke with the seller and I grilled the living piss out of them. Make
Wow.
sure that everything, because half of my collection is from Macari. Some of it is also from my roommates. Some of it were birthday gifts. Some of it were Christmas presents. Like the Dragon Ball GT ones that I do have, the ones that I do have, that was given to me by my roommate. It was like a fucking stack, Jazz. It was like a fucking stack. I had a hard time putting them all in there. I had a hard time. That fucking shelf couldn't stay stable for 5 seconds. So here I am with my foot in an awkward position trying to hold up the back end of the fucking shelf just to even put the thing in there. I'm like bent like a pretzel trying to keep it steady and put it all in there. But yeah, one of these days, guys, one of these days I am gonna pull out my whole anime DVD collection and just do a dedicated stream to that, just to show off what I have, just to show off that and where I got it from. There are some gems in there that people haven't heard of. And this was one of them. Like, and for you, Jasmine Noir, and everything else, uh, I'm pretty excited. But keep in mind though, the collection's still building. There's still a ton of anime that I have on my wish list currently right now that I am gonna be getting pretty soon once con season's over with. So I'm gonna be bringing back some. I'm gonna be throwing in some classics that no one hasn't seen in over 30 years, and I know which ones those are. But that will be for future watch parties. But Jasmine, um, I am glad that you were able to come by for the watch party. I'm glad you stayed for the whole thing. I know 4 episodes was like a lot because we're so used to doing the 3 episode of discussion, but this was a grand finale, and I figure we just go out with a bang with the Black Cat.
Yeah, it was fitting. You wanted to keep the thematically all of those episodes together, tie in whatever loose ends with Eve. I think that's filler worth watching because we did need to know more closure. We need to know more about Eve's past and get some closure on that. So that
Because
was a good.
it would have been a huge because I was like on my way home, earlier today. I was like thinking and thinking and thinking. I'm like, you know what? We're gonna do the 4 episodes. It would be a huge disservice if we only did the three and then did the fourth next, the very last episode next week. But I feel like tonight was a perfect night to do it, and I'm very happy how it turned out. Black Cat really came out on top, and it proved why it won the poll and everything. The fans really wanted that to win. Um, I need to get this more out there. We need more people. We need more people in here to watch with us and everything, and get their opinions on it as well. Um, I am genuinely excited for next Thursday night. I'm genuinely excited because on Wednesday night, when that poll closes, me and Joker are going to be on Nightcast. We're going to announce this live on Nightcast. We're going to announce that very winner between Noir and Ghost in the Shell, and we're going to get everything set up for the next day. The usual start time is not going to change depending on everything and how everything goes, but we should be fine and everything. But guys, thank you all for making what this anime watch party a success. We love seeing everybody in the chat. We will post the watch link for everybody to watch. Don't worry, we're gonna. I should have done that from the get go tonight. That was my fault on my part. I should have done that from the get go. But Joker, Jasmine, I cannot wait till next Thursday. I'm so excited. So who do you think is gonna we're only 6 days away, but Joker Jasmine, your thoughts real quick.
Well, I think, like I said, I thought Ghost and Shell would have been a obvious shoe-in for the winner, but I think now I'm reappraising how I feel. It might actually be Noir. It's actually, I surprisingly, maybe a sleeper. It's, its popularity. I might have underestimated it.
Yeah, because this is the watch party polls for this is the two of them.
I'm gonna have to say, hopefully Noir wins. Those Noir fans are very persistent.
Yeah, they're very persistent.
If this
So
doesn't win, I'm gonna have to say, next time we might have
fraud.
to remove Noir for a bit, give them a little breathing room. Just for some fun of it, just for the heck of it. Because I do own the manga, do have this thing that I'm grabbing right now. I'm just gonna say, just put her in already. We got a season already.
Oh, cute.
I
uh,
know, I
uh,
know.
so Jasmine, real quick, this was the watch party poll. Oh, that's adorable. That's
Yeah,
adorable.
it is.
So Ghost in the Shell was going up against Nobunagun, Van Dread, and Angel Links. Um,
Or
and
Angel Lakes on an
uh,
island of one or none.
and Noir went up against Medica Box, Voltron, and Galgo Geiger, both season one and season two, and beat out Voltron by 11%. 11% margin between the two. Voltron pulled ahead. I was shocked. I damn near fell out of my chair when I saw that. I almost fell out of this chair onto the bed behind me in pure shock. I'm like, no fucking way. And then Noir, last minute, busted out the door, said "fuck you, Voltron," and snagged the win. Ghost in the Shell. See, this is what they're so used to. This would have been a clear winner, like you said, Jasmine, because this one was a no brainer. Everybody loved Ghost in the Shell, and and then uh, and then we get to and then uh, we get to this one, and Noir is proven once again that the Joker's right. They are persistent, but keep in mind we're only
We
on.
have to Wednesday to figure out, so anything's gonna happen
Yep, we only
between
have
now and
five.
then.
We have 5 days left. Everybody, 5 days left. This Wednesday night, the poll closes, and the winner will be announced. The winner will be announced. Um, But that is a huge margin right there. So we'll see. Will there be chicanery in the voting? Maybe, but again, it's anybody's game. But I'm pretty excited though. I cannot wait to host this again. Uh, oh, which Impermanent Air, which one was that you mentioned? Which anime was free in the YouTube? Go ahead and just put it in the chat real quick. But guys, I had fun tonight. This was a great way to end the night. I had a very decent day, and this was a great way to end it. Joker, amazing as always. Thank you for being here with your knowledge and everything, and also oh, Black Cat, the sub is on YouTube. Okay. Um
Mm.
and also with the manga backup and everything. Thank you for doing the research and filling in the blanks for us all. Appreciate that. Jasmine, first time watch partier, watched an entire anime series with us, ladies and gentlemen. She is a trooper, going through this entire journey from episode one to tonight, the finale.
Oh, it was well worth it.
I cannot wait to see who's gonna win this one. Jasmine, you're more than welcome back here. I cannot wait to have you back on future episodes with all of us. The discussions are gonna be fun. Hopefully, we could get a few more people in here for the discussions, but we'll see. Time will tell. Anyway, guys, I have got to get going because I have got to get my cosplays ready for tomorrow's Comic Con. I
Oh,
will be very careful. I'm going as Cosmo tomorrow. That's the
cool.
first day I'm going as
They
Cosmo.
won't be seeing any migrants and darlings. Ask for a
I
photo,
will
please.
I will. I will keep an eye out for my dress up
I can
darling.
almost give you a list of like, okay, here's all the cosplay she wears. You'll find them.
You know what, Joker? I'm gonna see if I can find some of my dress up darling DVD complete collections. I'll see if I can. They're out there. I know for a fact they're out there. It's just a matter of looking. But it will be on the poll. One of these days it will be on there. And Jasmine, watch Joker make 1,000,000 accounts and vote on that one. This man right here. But
Mm.
hey, I welcome it. I welcome it. I love each and every one of you. Thank you for making this awesome. I cannot wait to unveil more along the way. Anyway, guys, we are going to get out of here. Check out everybody's channels. Check out everybody's content. Joker, a wonderful dude. Jasmine, one of the most beloved people here. Take care, everybody. We'll see you soon.